Good evening and welcome to Business 7. A facelift for the Central Business District of Windhoek, rural electrification and interest rates are on our agenda tonight. We'll be back after the short visit to the marketplace.
Every day, you make choices that make you legendary. Journey together with us on the path to securing your legacy as a member of the League of Legends. With the Select Platinum Bundle Fee Premium Bank offering, you will access tools that will enable you to thrive. If you earn 850,000 Namibian dollars per annum or more, you can apply for this offering today via bankwindhoek.com.na for only 447 Namibian dollars per month. Bank Windhoek, a member of Capricorn Group.
The face of Windhoek's Central Business District, or the CBD, is set to change with the construction of a state-of-the-art green building by Capricorn Group. Ogone Thlage attended the groundbreaking ceremony this week and filed this report.
We are here at the groundbreaking site at the corner of Casino and Independence Avenue, where we are putting up a 13-story state-of-the-art building that will be housing Bank Windhoek retail, but also offices for both Bank Windhoek and Capricorn Group. It will be constructed over a period until 2026 June, when we inaugurate it for occupation. And we are very much excited. It will be a green building with features that signify sustainability.
And in terms of the costing and the economic contribution of this building to the economy?
To start off, there will be 250 people doing construction work here as part of that work. And thereafter, of course, it will contribute to the ambience of the city, but also bringing back traffic, hopefully, to the city of Windhoek. We look forward to see other buildings in the surrounding area being renovated or new ones being put up.
Business district of Windhoek has faced some challenges lately that have affected its vibrancy and its vitality. Many businesses have left the CBD, with fewer people and reduced activity around the CBD. As a consequence, we are losing the bustling energy that once defined our capital city, Windhoek. Yet, it is here at this intersection of history and progress that we are determined to breathe new life into the heart of our community with the development of a new landmark building for the proud city of Windhoek. In 1928, Independence Avenue, previously known as Kaiserstrasse, was the first paved road in Windhoek, and 96 years later, it still stands as a reminder of our rich history. We believe that today we are witnessing yet another positive milestone on Independence Avenue. We are thankful that our future landlord has embarked on this ambitious development, which is not merely an investment in bricks and mortar, but an investment in our economy and the future growth and success of Capricorn Group. As we celebrate this undertaking, let us reflect on its ripple effects. The construction phase of this development alone will create more than 250 local jobs, offering opportunities for our skilled workforce, and it will also support local businesses that will supply materials and services. These jobs will bolster our local economy, enhance the livelihoods of our residents, and ultimately contribute to a robust and prosperous community. We would like to thank the developer for its investment in the CBD and for their commitment to address our group's growing need for office and parking space. We are grateful that as anchor tenant, we have been given the opportunity to provide input into the design and layout of the building, and that our needs and specifications have all been taken on board.
are laying the foundation for an exciting new chapter in the story of our financial services group. This groundbreaking ceremony symbolizes our group's progress and relentless pursuit of innovation and positive change, yet firmly rooted in our heritage and values. We are not simply investing in new office and parking space. This project represents a significant investment in our beloved city's economic and cultural fabric.
Mines and Energy Minister Tom Alvendo visited the Zambezi region this week and urged leaders to implement projects for the electrification of peri-urban areas. Here is what he had to say.
So this year we are able to allocate 70.8 million to Zambezi region for rural electrification. And we also have engagement already and more or less have agreed on how to use that 70.8 million for the region. So why don't we fast track the electrification of the public institutions like schools, clinics, police stations, so that at least we can get that backlog out of the way and we can then start again with the household electrification. The Zambezi region, because of the nature of the region, like talking about the floods, if we all know that we have got only 3 months period actually to do some of the things, what is that so difficult then for us to make sure that those 3 months are utilized properly and then actually accelerate the projection of the projects during those 3 months? Because we know that's all that we have got. And if we are not doing that, because the chairperson will probably seem to be saying we may lose the opportunity to do that while we still got dry season. If that is the issue, it can only then suggest that our engagement is not being effective, because if the money is there, we have agreed that that's what we need to do, but somehow we are still not doing that. It simply means that our engagement is probably not really the best it can be. I would have understood if you say there's no money, but if we do have the money, I think that's really all of us work as together as fast as we can and see whether we can we need to make sure that we do the work before the floods come, because if it comes and we just prolong the problem.
The Bank of Namibia last week announced a surprise interest rate cut, the first one in 4 years. Was there pressure on the central bank to cut interest rates in an election year? Can we expect further reductions this year? Bond Governor Johannes Gavagap explains.
The Bank of Namibia is an independent institution. So since I've started taking up this job, I was not called by anyone in this country to say, this is what you need to do of interest rates. None. So this is a totally autonomous decision by the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Namibia. And we can justify that. Hopefully you've seen the figures. That's why I've gone this time and provide you with the information why we have taken this decision, that we were not influenced at all by the President. Our mandate is to take monetary policy decisions without any fear, favor, and that's what we are doing. And no one has called us, or no one has called me as the governor of the Bank of Namibia and said, this is what you should be doing instead of interest rates. How did we vote At the June MPC meeting, two MPC members preferred to reduce the rates in June, and 3 voted to increase it, or to keep it unchanged. Just today, we had 6 voting members, right? Was it 5? Yeah, 6. Nikki said 6. So 2 members voted to keep it unchanged. Let's get more data. There are quite a lot of pressures. The things that you are measuring, the tax relief that he's mentioning, it's going to stimulate inflation. Inflation you are forecasting is going to go from 4.6 to 4.7. Should you not get more information before we reduce rates? The argument was, that's 1 month. Overall, the forecast that we have got is that inflation will be coming down. So to answer your question, it was 2 members who voted to keep it unchanged, to get more information about the trajectory of inflation before we really move on to that. 4 members preferred to reduce the repo rate by 25 pips. Another cut this year, as we said, it's totally data dependent. We'll have to look at incoming data, we'll have to look at incoming financial data, we'll need to look at the underlying inflation figures. One of the reasons I've provided this presentation is for you to get an extent to which we go before we get to the decision. The inflation, both core, head inflation, goods inflation, services inflation, we need to look at how inflation is evolving. We need to look at the risk before we decide. So we cannot really commit to a rate cut at the next meeting. Let's look at the Namibian underlying inflation and try and understand why we need to get a handle on this. Our mandate is to make sure that the prices don't run out of control. So domestic annual inflation remains steady at 4.6% in July 2024 and in June 2024. So it was in June 24, 4.6, and in July it was also the same figure. The biggest contributors were food and non-alcoholic beverages, about 1%, alcoholic beverages and tobacco, housing, water, electricity, gas, and a reduction in transport. So that has contributed to bringing the inflation down. If you look at the goods inflation, it slowed to 5.3% in July from 5.8% in June 2024. While services inflation rose to 3.4% in July from 2.9% in June. Most categories in the inflation basket remain stable and edge downwards. Food is the one we've seen the big contributors. Transport is coming down, food is going up, but overall inflation is coming down. So what do we forecast inflation to be over the next 3 months? We said in July it will be 4.6%. We believe that it's going to slightly edge up in August to 4.7%, in September 4.6%, in October this year it will come down to 4.5%. So if we look at baseline estimates about what inflation will be doing in 2024 and 2025, the forecast is an average inflation of 4.7% in 2024 and 4.4% in 2025. 4.7% on average in 2024 and 4.4% in 2025. With the tax relief, how is it going to impact? Obviously, any tax relief is going to be more, hopefully, disposable income, and if you've got more money, hopefully you're going to spend more, and if you spend more, you know what's going to happen to inflation. So hopefully you got the point, right? Is it going to have a bigger impact in the forecast that we have got for this year? we don't believe at this stage it will.
Namibia needs to obtain and sustain vocational and technical skills and expertise to help grow the economy. Argeto Craig visited NamPower's VTC Centre and compiled this report.
We are currently at NamPower Training Center. So what we do here, in as much as NamPower is a vast company, we also have a training center, hence we are here. So what we do here, we train in the field of electrical general, as from level 1 to level 3, and we also train in the field of fitter antenna. So fitter antenna is also from level 1 and level 3. So we skill students with the various skills that they need to go back to the industry and employ that in the industry. That's what we do here. This is just our basic components that we use in our house applications, such as this. These are circuit breakers. Now, if you have to see in your house, there's a little box. Some have it in the kitchen, some have it in the sitting room, somewhere, let me say 1.2 meter. So you'll find a range of these things. These are now circuit breakers that control all the circuits in your house. Those are now the lights, the plugs. We don't just say it's a light. We call it a light circuit. We call it a plug circuit. We call it the aircon. It's an aircon circuit and everything. And when you find it down, it's because it has tripped, and there might be a possible fault in the circuit. Hence, it trips. So it's those things. So those are the basic things that we train our students already from level 1. Yeah. So if they are to wire this panel that they are doing now, they can run it on these motors. You'll see the motor running. And as the motor is in motion, it's because it has to drive something. I don't know if you know the hammer mill.
Yes.
We produce, is it mahango and stuff like that. It produces what it's producing because it's being driven by the motor, these things. So we usually connect the motor on a belt. And then that belt is now the one that is connected to the machine that is doing the job. Hence, all these things that they are busy now wiring, that's what drives, or that's what gives power to this motor to power the motor.
My name is Gabriel Shagongo, and I am studying electrical engineering based by course. So basically what I'm doing right now is called conduits, PVC. Okay, we normally use this in the industry or such as wiring a house. Now what I'm doing is I'm using polyvinyl chloride because it's best suited for its characteristics. It protects the wires as we're wiring in the house. Let's say after construction is done, wiring comes in and we use these guys to actually draw in wires. And this is my DB. So what I'm doing here is just like more like a prototype, so example.
What does DB mean?
The distribution board. Yes, exactly. So this is where the supply will be. This is where the supply will be, and these are called circuit breakers going to your load or your appliances. So basically what I'm doing is I'm following a specific plan. This is more like practice, more practical before putting it into reality.
My name is James Niede. I was initially trained in Germany by Siemens, not a product from the vocational system here. That was unfortunate, maybe, but I'm happy that I'm actually now here in my own country, transferring the skills that I have learned somewhere there. I was fortunate to go there because I'm multi-skilled according to the German system. So I'm the senior trainer here in the mechanical fitting and turning workshop. Here you can see the machines, the lathe machines that are one of the main machines or the primary machines that we use here. On these machines, like the new one here, you can produce any part according to the drawing as you are given. Yeah, we mostly get trainees to work on this as from their level 2, going to level 3. They spend 3 years here from level 1 to 3. And then they can produce work pieces that we can see on the table in front of my office. Okay. These are the parts. A bolt and nut can easily be made here. A dumbbell for the gym. Everything that you see here, even the nailing profile here, is done on the lathe machine. All of these internal threads, we can do gears, spare gears on a lathe machine that I'm showing there. Mostly all of the parts that we have here. This is different parts that are assembled. So each trainee gets a chance, or they get it as a project, and then they produce it. Yeah.
And how many trainees do you have here altogether now?
Altogether, from level 1 to 3, we only have 15. Unlike the electrical side where they have 30 in all 3 levels. We only have 5 per level, so they are in a total of 15.
And those skills are in high demand?
The skills are not that much in high demand, but now as we talk about, if we start talking about industrialization, these skills will definitely be in high demand in future, because we will start having a lot of factories and manufacturing, and that is part of industrialization, I believe.
My title is Alwendo. I'm a technical instructor at Nampower Training Center. We are currently at the Nampower Training Center in the fitting and turning workshop. So I just wanted to emphasize on the importance of leveling our quality in terms of who we let into the vocational training center. We want to get away from that perception where we think vocational training center is only for failures. At Nampower Training Center, we have a minimum of SE in math, physics, and English, because we want to maintain that quality, to say this vocational training is not only for failures, but also for those that are deciding to invest in self and can prove themselves that they are willing to do the job. So that is why at Nampower Training Center we have a pass rate of 95%. So we are trying to maintain that quality, so that make sure that the products that we produce at Nampower Training Center are of quality and they are going to make a change out there in the industry. Thank you.
We've come to the end of Business 7 for this week. Thank you very much for keeping me company. I'll see you again next week. Until then, keep well.